You haven't got your sugar cube with you today.
No, I've
You've got
been
something different.
drawing a circle this morning.
Ah, I brought a circle with me.
Have
You'll
you
be
really?
so pleased because
Well done.
I
Well
went
done.
off and I knew we were going to do circles today, so I brought one.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
do you want to see it?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Look, here's my circle.
It's not a circle.
Well, it looks like yours.
Yes, but it's got a bit of depth. I can pick it up. I can see the depth there. So, strictly speaking, I think that's a cylinder. It's a very, very slim cylinder, but it's a 3D shape. I can pick
So that's
it
a
up.
3D shape.
Sorry, thank you for bringing
So
it,
it's
but
not-
it's a 3D
it's
shape. But it's a bit dramatic, but perhaps we could
I tried
use...
hard for that.
We
circle.
could have used it as a representation
Oh.
of a 2D shape. That tends to be what they do
Yes.
in school, so don't worry.
They have
So thank you.
drawers of 2D,
2D
shapes
shapes that
that
don't
look
exist.
like this.
That's right. So they are 2D shapes. The representations, the 3D shapes
Yeah.
actually, they're representations of 2D shapes. But I could maybe another representation. Let's have a look, see if it works in my magic sand here. Yeah.
Oh
A
yes.
representation of a 2D shape. 2D shapes
Brilliant.
don't exist. 3D shape world, and we use a 2D
Right,
shape
we
language to
always see
describe
them.
the 2D.
Because I could draw round it, couldn't I?
Oh yes, sure.
I could have
I've
drawn round it and then, do you have my,
Yes,
yeah,
scissors.
I'll try to do it. I could then cut it out, but interestingly enough, when it's drawn, it's 2D.
It's still got depth.
But once I cut it out,
Yes,
it's 3D now.
It's now 3D, yes.
Interesting.
So I think we'll accept that these are all representations of
Okay.
2D shapes. But
Tell
do
me
you like
about
the
your
circle? So do you
circle.
like it?
Yeah.
So I just started really with a piece of string and drew it like this. And it's round.
Cool. So does it have one side then?
I wouldn't call it a side because sides are straight
Right.
and that's
that's
curved.
not, yeah. So it's not, yeah, because sides need to be straight.
Yeah, so it definitely doesn't have one side, that circle.
No.
I wouldn't describe it as having one side. It's certainly curved.
Right.
And I made, in fact, the circle is all the points that are an equal distance from the centre point.
Oh, God, now I know something about this. You're going to be impressed now. So if this is the central point, and I draw a line from that central point to there, that is the radius, isn't
The
it?
radius, that's right.
Yeah.
So the radius, that's right. So if when you're drawing it, all the points end up that's equal distance. So anywhere, it's always one radius away from the centre.
Right.
And that's what makes it curved. That's what makes it so beautifully curved.
Yeah.
So we can't call it a side.
No.
But the features of a circle are quite unique. So if I had as the radius, if I went right the way across from one side, I'll see if I can do it through the centre as well. From one side
You'll have two radii.
to the other side.
Two radii, yeah.
Is the diameter.
Oh, so,
Diameter of the circle.
and this is important, isn't it, for variation as well? Because we tend to always
I noticed
put it
it.
here.
I think we should rub it out and do a
And
different
really, we should be putting it
That's
here,
a diameter.
here, or here.
As long as it goes through the centre
Centre,
point,
yeah.
it would be showing.
And the same with, it's almost like spokes of a wheel
Yes, yes.
going out.
So we've got the radius, we've got the diameter, and as you say, we've actually done the most stereotypical example there, but we'll try and vary it. And the only other information we've really got on a circle is the distance all the way around the circle. So if you imagine
Right.
a bicycle tyre, if you imagine doing a full
Yeah.
turn, that distance that the bike would travel, that distance
Right.
is called the
Now, in other
circumference.
2D shapes, the distance around the outside of the shape is called a perimeter. So is this called, is this
circumference? So it's a similar word, isn't it? The distance around a shape generally is the perimeter, but this is a
Well,
circumference.
I was once told something, and I don't know whether or not this is true or not, but somebody once said to me that the circumference is roughly 3 times the diameter.
That's interesting. So if the diameter was 20
Then-
centimetres, then it would be
Roughly,
three times that. I wonder where that's come from. Did you
Well,
get any
yes,
information about
I
that?
got some information, and what they said, they drew this funny sign.
Oh, pi, I know that.
Yeah,
pi.
and that said that that was pi,
Mhm.
and said that's roughly 3.
Right.
But I did my homework, and I think a lot of the time we call it that.
3.142.
42, yes.
I have a funny phrase. How I wish I could remember. So 3.1. It's the number of letters in how I wish.
Ah.
And it carries on.
How I very
Wish
nice.
I could remember how to spell pi exactly.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Well, I often just say it's 22/7
Right. Yes.
because I think that
Yeah.
that's
So-
really 1/7.
So you're saying that
Yeah.
I said roughly 3 times the diameter, but you're saying it's pi
Yes.
times the diameter.
Because
Precisely.
it's a little bit more
That's
than
amazing.
3. So,
So if I drew any circle and I knew its diameter and I multiply it by pi,
yes,
you know the distance around the edge.
correct. Or you don't actually need to know the diameter. You could know a radius because the diameter is twice the radius. So it has 2 formulas, and I'll write it. Do you want to?
No, you carry
I'll,
on.
I'll write them up here,
Yes.
but they'll probably appear on the screen
Oh.
here as well. But the circumference can be either 2 pi r,
2 of your radiuses times
Times-
roughly 3
yeah.
times pi.
or I think you can also say pi times the diameter that we can represent as d,
Pi d.
and then that would be the
So
same.
both those formula give you the circumference, the distance all the way around the circle.
Exactly.
And that's actually quite straightforward. So if you just remember pi is roughly 3, and you know either of those pieces of information, you can
Yeah.
find the whole distance around any circle.
I know we're going to come back to circumferences and stuff, but do you know what the area of that would be? You do know.
Well, it's interesting because these are distances. This is giving a length.
Yes.
So I'm thinking it has to give an area. So it has to be r squared.
Yes.
Pi r squared, and otherwise it wouldn't be.
Do you want
It would
to
be a
write it?
distance
Yeah.
rather than an area, wouldn't it? So it's pi. I'll try and do the same. Pi r squared.
Squared.
R times r,
Yeah.
and then times it roughly
So it
by
would be
3.
in like squared units.
Squared units,
Yeah.
and that would give the area. So we've got distance and we've got an area. We've got those 3 bits of information, and that all the points on the outside of that
Okay.
circle.
So
So I know you had your lovely circle prepared.
yeah,
You just use them as representations of
that's
that.
cool.
Yeah.
So
So let's have a look.
let's finish with a problem.
Yeah.
Tell us
So-
the problem.
So I've got all these different circles. They've come together the same size.
So they're all the same
so
size.
they're exactly
Yeah.
the same size.
And they,
And I'm going to just open them up slightly, and I'm quite interested by each sector.
yeah,
These are sectors, aren't they?
correct. Yeah.
Each sector here. If I pick one up, this is been split into 4 equal parts. I'm just interested in what is the distance all the way around one of those
Ah,
pieces.
How can
How
we
would,
work
I,
it?
how would you work
Yeah.
that out? Same with this one. This one's quite nice. That sector, I've split that circle into 3 equal parts. I'm just interested in the distance all the way around that.
Brilliant. I think we can leave them with that, and we can probably pick that up in the next session.
Session? Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
brilliant. I'll go and get my circle.
Yeah, I was going to
out.
say, the circle's a good representation, really.
Make sure I'm in shot. Yeah, okay then. So 3, 2, 1.